Alright, hello. I'm going to be doing a review on the Ultimate Survival Technologies Deluxe Survival Kit. Comes in a hard case. You can get them in a soft waterproof bag or the hard case, and I actually saw a deal where you got both the bag and the hard case. You may notice this has multicam on it. You can't buy it like that. I bought some multicam fabric off of eBay and put it on there myself. So don't ask me where I got it, because unless you want to make one, you can't get it. It's actually pretty easy. All you need is the fabric and super glue, but that's another issue. Starting off here, I'm going to go with the Blastmatch fire starter. It's a flint steel, all self-contained unit. One of the big selling points is you can operate it one-handed. The only problem I have with it is getting it open one-handed, but if you can get around that, there you go. It is more than able to be used one-handed. The little lever here, a little tab, you pull up to remove the cover, and you push down on it, and it's got the striker in there. When you first get it, it's got this black coating all over it, and you need to work it a couple times just to get down to the actual fire steel. So all you do is give it some pressure, and bam, there you go. It works just as good as a lighter, as long as you have a sufficient Tinder bundle. Even when it's kind of damp, you can take a fresh green stick and shave it up into just a pile of sawdust, basically, and it'll even light. So I believe it's 3,500 degrees. They make a smaller version. It's called the Sparky, and it's about half the size, but same basic idea. Alright, next thing I'm going to talk about is the Starflash signal mirror. It's issued to U.S. Air Force personnel. It's a polycarbonate lens. It's two pieces here. The polycarbonate lens, the reflector, and the back cover. The back cover has the instructions on how to use it, and this little centerpiece is the aiming device. There's a hole in the corner for a lanyard attachment. Alright, basically all you gotta do with this is, they say take your hand and use the crotch of your fingers as an aiming point, and all you do is look through here what you want to signal, and do like a 45-degree angle off the sun, and you can tilt everything, rock it back and forth, or just move it side to side. You can use Morse code with it if you know it. Pretty much everybody knows the SOS ... If you don't know Morse code, you should at least know that, and it's easily recognizable, and usually anybody that goes out into the woods knows that. These things are really great. You can see that's just a lamp or an overhead light, and I mean that's almost a blinding reflection. So it reflects all the light that it captures. This floats by itself, so if you got it in your pocket or whatever, it's not a big deal if you drop it in the water. I forgot to talk about the case in detail. It floats. It's watertight. I've tested it down to 10 feet in my friend's pool. Popping it open here. I got a bunch of other stuff that doesn't come with this Ultimate Survival Kit. There's this gray O-ring seal, and there's a raised edge on the lid that is like a male and female seal, just like a pelican case. So I've tested it to 10 feet, didn't even start to seep, so I'm sure it would go deeper, but like I said, it floats, so unless it was in like a pack or something that was sinking, or on your person and you had to go swimming, probably won't go deeper than that, but you don't have to worry about it. It's tough, high density plastic. It's got these two tabs here that close it. The tabs don't come undone unless you want them to. I mean, you can really toss this thing around and it doesn't come undone. It doesn't pop open unless you need to. Great little case. Alright, the Wetfire Tinder cubes. I'm not going to open them up. I have used them before. You can get, I think it's a 7-pack for $5 or a 5-pack for $7. I don't know I don't remember which way it is. So basically, they look like little bullion cubes, but they're white. The consistency is about hard, dried toothpaste. You can shave off little chunks of it, break it up with your fingers. If you used it conservatively, you could probably get 7, 8, and extreme end 10 fires out of 1 cube. They say it's smokeless, odorless, and non-toxic. I don't know about the odorless part. It doesn't smell when it's burning, but you can definitely smell it when you crack it open. The best way to put it out, if you had to, like if you were in an escape and evasion situation in the military, is you snuff it. You can throw dirt on it, you can blow on it, you can light it in the rain, and it doesn't go out. So just snuff it out if you have to. And after you do that, after you do put it out, it does light back up again. So it's a great little tool to have. The packets come full of air, and all I did was poke a hole in it and put tape over it. So it takes up about half the space that it used to. As you can see, I mean, folded up, it's about the size of a bullion cube instead of puffed up like a pillow. Moving on to the JetScream signal whistle. It's a 122 decibel shriek. I mean, it's a really irritating sound. I'm going to gently blow into it. I don't want to piss off all my neighbors, so I'm sure you could hear how annoying that sound is. And noise out in the woods, if you get up high on like a bluff or something, that will carry, and there's no mistaking it for anything else. You'll quickly yell your voice out, screaming for help, but it takes very little effort to blow this, and whistles and flashes and fire, smoke signals, that's the best way to get attention. Alright, moving on to the sabercut saw. It is a 24-inch chainsaw chain attached at both ends with these pretty heavy-duty, about 100 mil thick steel, I don't know what you want to call them, clasps. They have this nylon loop on the end. You just stick your hand through it, or you can just hold on to it, either way. Every third tooth is a cutting tooth, and they are staggered on either side of the chain, and one side of the chain has them facing one way, and the other side of the chain has it facing the other way. So it cuts on either stroke, unlike a hacksaw or most of the saw viper blades that I've seen only go one way. This will cut both directions, and you can actually use the backside to cut. It's not as efficient as the front with the cutting teeth, and it's only in one direction, but you can use it. So if you really dulled these teeth out and it was just hurting you, not helping, or you were in like a really fibrous wood that was just shredding instead of cutting, you can use the back. Sorry, I'm trying to get over a cold here. A couple pieces of advice when you're using this. When you first get it, a couple of the links may be stuck to where they don't pivot individually. To take care of that, find the links that are problematic and isolate it, and then just slightly bend it either direction to kind of loosen them up. Also, you should keep it oiled so it doesn't rust and bind up. I carry a little bit of oil in my pack. Well, the gun oil is fine, WD-40, whatever, and it also helps with your cutting. When you're talking about size, the biggest tree I've felled was maybe 16 inches around. You could do bigger, but when you're talking about being out in the woods using something like this, I wouldn't go much bigger, just because it's kind of unpredictable in which way they fall. You'll just waste energy trying to move something that big and that heavy. There's just no need for it. You're definitely not going to build anything out of it, and when you're talking about firewood, that's just too big. Not necessary. And when you get into really small stuff, you can see that when you're talking maybe less than 5 inches around, you can kind of start rubbing the chain against itself when you're cutting a small log, and it does catch, and it's kind of irritating, and it's also not very efficient when you're cutting small, thin little branches. But when you get to that point, you could easily just chop through them with a knife. So, if you didn't have a knife and all you had was this, instead of doing the loop like that, just straighten the chain out and move it side to side, so you won't have any binding issues. Green wood also cuts easier with this than dry wood, because it's softer, and I found with green wood you can put more pressure on it. You can pull really hard and it'll just eat through it, no problem. Dry wood, you want to put slight pressure on it and let the chain do the work. Don't wear yourself out pulling on it, because it makes the teeth get hung up. It doesn't work as well, so you're just wasting energy at that point. The kit itself is about 60 bucks. I've seen them on eBay for 40 as specials, or if you got a 10% off coupon somewhere, you can get them around for around 50 bucks. That's what I paid for this one. So, if you got any questions about it, comments about the review, something you liked, something you didn't, please let me know, and I'll keep that in mind for the next video. So, alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.